Saturday's first video for you is first news story is from Eritrea. A new batch of recruits have reported at Sawa military training camp in Eritrea today. This morning, hundreds of new recruits were seen heading towards Sawa. Sawa and Kiloma are two training centers in Eritrea where secondary school students are given military training, and several human rights bodies have released reports about this conscription in Eritrea. Second news story is about Somali President of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, who arrived in Kenya yesterday. There he signed an agreement with the Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta. In the previous video, I discussed in detail that agreement. Where is he going to arrive after leaving Kenya today? Reportedly, he's going to visit two other neighbors of Somalia in the next 2 days. Third news story is about a mass hunger strike. Amhara ethnic group members, diaspora community in London is planning a mass hunger strike on the streets of London. Fourthly, we have a new story from the Oromia region of Ethiopia, Wellega, where new operation against OLA is underway. Conflicting reports are being shared about dozens of buses. Some say that buses came under attack by OLA, and some say OLA has captured these dozens of buses in East Wellega. And lastly, viewers, a top WFP official, World Food Program official, a few hours ago claimed that famine in Tigray had been averted. We'll have a detailed look at what this top WFP official said about humanitarian situation in Tigray. Has famine in Tigray been averted, or more needs to be done? Firstly, viewers, Eritrea, we know that Eritrean National Service has been a source of criticism. Eritrean diaspora, Eritrean youth, human rights bodies, they have been asking Eritrean government to review its national service. In Eritrea, when students are in their final year of secondary school studies, they have to report at a training center, mostly Sawa or Kiloma training centers, where they receive 6-month long military training, and they have to serve for 18 months in national service. And even after 18 months, sometimes this national service continues. That is why this national service is criticized. Human rights bodies say that several countries in the world have mandatory national service. Problem in Eritrea is that here secondary school education and military training are linked. If secondary school students don't report at training camps, training centers for military training, they cannot pass secondary school examination. So, to study at a university, it is mandatory that you must have attended, you must have received military training in Eritrea. That is why human rights bodies say that it's a violation of students' fundamental rights. On the other hand, Eritrea is of this position that in the past, Eritrea faced a much bigger enemy, a much bigger rival country, Ethiopia. Eritrea is very small in comparison with Ethiopia. So that is why Eritrea decided to train all its able-bodied citizens, because Eritrea was not in a position to raise and keep a large army, keeping in view limited resources. And we know that in 1998, a war broke out between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Though in 2018, Eritrea, Ethiopia normalized ties, peace agreement was signed. But despite normalization of ties, national service is continuing in Eritrea, and in most cases, this national service is indefinite. And some say this national service is one of the reasons behind migration of Eritrean youth. And every year, Eritrean youth tries to flee Eritrea, though youth from Ethiopia, other countries as well, try to migrate as well into other countries for better economic opportunities. It is said that this mandatory military training for students, secondary school students, is one of the reasons behind Eritrean youth's migration. Today, a new batch of Sawa military training reported at Sawa Training Center this morning. Hundreds of students were seen heading towards Sawa. You can see a picture on your screen. The picture shows some vehicles carrying students. These are secondary school students, male and female. In the final year of their secondary school studies, they are now heading towards Sawa, where they'll receive a 6-month-long military training, and they'll serve for around 18 months. They'll attend a school as well, and they'll be receiving military training too. So that is why this training is criticized, that it's difficult for students to pass both their school examinations and this military training too. But Eritrea defends this military, this national service. Eritrea says that it is the backbone of Eritrean defense. And because of this national service, Eritrea has been able to arm, to train its forces. Otherwise, it was not in a position to raise a big, huge army like Ethiopia. Secondly, we have a new story about Somalia's President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, who is busy traveling abroad. He was in UAE a few days ago on his first official visit. Then he visited Turkey. On the third leg of his foreign tours, he went to Eritrea last week. Then yesterday, he landed in Nairobi, Kenya, and he signed a bilateral agreement with Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta. Some say agreement was signed in a hurry. Hassan Sheikh should have waited for new president of Kenya, due to be elected next month. And after Kenya, he is due to visit 2 other countries. Reportedly, he'll visit Djibouti today, and tomorrow he will arrive in Ethiopia. Djibouti's Ismail Omar Gule and Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed both attended Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud's inauguration ceremony held a few weeks ago. So Hassan Sheikh wants to renew Somalia's ties with all its neighbors. And is he more focused on external relations than internal issues? Or before starting the work in Somalia, he is trying to repair fractured relations with neighboring countries? That remains to be seen. After his Ethiopia visit, we'll be able to see what he is up to. Because in Somalia, there are lots of issues which require Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud's attention. There is ongoing devastating drought. Al Shabaab is a tremendous force in Somalia, and there are serious issues between federal and regional governments. Just a few days ago, we know that acting president of Somalia, Sadia, deputy speaker, was not allowed to distribute aid in Puntland. At Puntland airport, there was exchange of gunfire between some factions of security forces. 20 were killed. So you see, federal and regional governments are in disagreement over several issues. So Hassan Sheikh needs to focus on internal issues of Somalia, but before that, he is busy traveling and visiting neighboring countries. I'll update you after his Djibouti and Ethiopia visits. Thirdly, we have a new story about protest demonstrations by Ethiopian diaspora members, especially Amhara diaspora community, which has intensified its global campaign to highlight the killings of Amhara ethnic group members in Ethiopia. We have seen massive, not massive, we have seen several demonstrations in Canada, US, UK, Germany, France, and these Amhara ethnic group diaspora bodies are approaching UN as well. They are approaching US Congress, US Senate to highlight the issue of Amhara ethnic group members' killings in Ethiopia. And in London, a mass hunger strike is being planned. Reportedly, on the streets of London, 3-day hunger strike is being planned from the 20th of July till the 23rd of July. A hunger strike will be held by Amhara ethnic group members. These Amhara ethnic group members will go on hunger strike on 10 Downing Street between 20 and 23rd of July. 3-day long hunger strike without any food, without water. Preparations are underway. Yes, if it happens, it could be a message. It could be a way of highlighting Amhara ethnic group killings in Ethiopia. Question is, will it be held or not? Preparations are underway. Messages are being shared. Social media campaign is underway. We'll update you in coming days about this mass hunger strike. Mass hunger strike means that a large number of people is due to attend this hunger strike on the 20th of July in London. Fourthly, we have a new story from Oromia, where we know that a new phase of military operation against Oromo Liberation Army is underway. Yesterday, we received conflicting reports about some attacks in Wellega. Baldiras claimed yesterday that 10 buses were captured by Shine, by Oromo Liberation Army fighters in East Wellega. And Baldiras claimed that these buses transported Oromia Special Force soldiers to East Wellega, and when these empty buses were returning, they were intercepted in Anger Guttan city of Wellega, and where the buses were seized by OLA fighters. We talked to some OLA, some people close to OLA, and they denied capturing buses. They say that these buses were transporting Amhara government forces, Amhara Fano members from Bahidar into Wellega, and OLA carried out an attack. The buses were ambushed, and some Amhara soldiers and Fano members have been killed in this attack. So we are receiving conflicting reports, but what is being confirmed is that a new operation against OLA is underway, and some say Amhara forces, Amhara militias are involved as well in Wellega. And that is why we are receiving reports about engagement between OLA and Amhara regional forces. Lastly, was Tigray, a top WFP official a few hours ago claimed that famine in Tigray had been averted. Who is this top WFP official? His name is Adrian van der Nopp. He is country director of World Food Programme for Ethiopia, and in an interview with BBC, he said that since April, more than 4,000 aid trucks had entered Tigray carrying aid, and famine in Tigray has been averted. It was being said for several months that Tigray was in famine, that there could be devastating famine in Tigray. Now, WFP says famine has been averted, but he urged the government, the aid agencies, that more needed to be done. He said there is still shortage of fuel supplies, but there is shortage of fuel in other parts of Ethiopia as well. So more fuel supplies should be sent into Tigray, because distribution of food aid in Tigray is limited because of limited fuel supplies. And secondly, he called for more funds for WFP. And lastly, he urged a political solution. He said Samra Mekelle corridor is open, but other corridors should be opened as well. No aid is entering Tigray through Amhara region, and several corridors can be opened through Amhara, from Sudan, from Eritrea side as well, but only one corridor is open, Samra Mekelle corridor. And he urged a political solution to the crisis so that more corridors could be opened, and Tigray could move towards self-sufficiency as well. Tigray is in need of fertilizers, seeds too. You cannot remain dependent on food aid for forever. So Tigray will have to move towards self-sufficiency, and for that Tigray needs fertilizers, seeds and fuel as well. But farmers in Tigray, they're plowing their land with camels, with oxen, no vehicles, no tractors to plow land in different parts of Tigray. Watch this clip showing how Tigray farmers are plowing their lands. Thanks for watching.
Okay.